In today's video, we're going to be getting the platinum for Infamous The First Light. And for those of you that don't know what Infamous The First Light is, it's a game about this girl who has neon powers and she ends up getting captured by the government. Anyways, I would like to mention that Infamous is a 4 out of 10 difficulty, taking around 20 hours to complete with a total of 25 trophies. Anyways, starting off the game, it introduced us into the main character and her brother Brent. And Brent's actually really important to the story later on because he's practically the entire game, but as of right now, he's just a useless side character. Anyways, we ended up finding out that they were loading a bunch of cargo onto the boat because they needed extra money. Typical. Oh my god! Anyways, the cops ended up finding us and we had to hide her brother, so my character decided to distract them. And she did it in the most subtle way possible by turning into Sonic and just running down the city. Because, you know, if they weren't skeptical of us before, they definitely aren't going to be now. Once we lost the cops and made our way back to Brent, we ended up finding out that he got blown up by a Russian gang. And then her character ends up going crazy because her brother was pretty much the only thing keeping her sane. And then shortly after that, I got a trophy for suffering my first loss. And then after that cutscene, we woke up in a government facility and we ended up finding out that this entire game is just us telling a backstory. The only important thing about these government facilities is they help us unlock new abilities to use in the main game. And then once we unlock those abilities, we can use them back in the city, even though that was 2 years ago. It's really weird. And then we also found out when your character's low, you have to suck on neon to heal. So you quite literally have to suck in order to get health. Just like your mom. Then we ended up running into Shane, who's the leader of the gang that we work for. And he pretty much promised if we work for him, he can help us find Brent. So obviously we said no and didn't care. Anyways, the first thing we did was go to this neon sign and sucked all the energy out of it, which made these neon balls spawn, and they would help us upgrade our skill tree if we collected a bunch of them. And I'm not gonna lie, the skill tree in this game makes you overpowered. After that, we met back up with Shane. He pretty much just had us protect his payload. All we really had to do was just sit on top of the car and shoot a bunch of people and not let it blow up. It wasn't that bad. Next, he wanted us to go around the city and just save a bunch of his guys because they all got kidnapped somehow. Skip forward a little bit, we finally ended up finding Brent. And just as we were gonna get him, Shane came around the corner and pretty much just kidnapped him again, meaning everything I did to save him was just a waste of my time. That's right, the whole 45 minutes I spent trying to save him was for nothing. He pretty much said if we do a few more heists for him, he'll give him right back. Anyways, after this cutscene, I ended up getting a trophy cracked for enduring deception. Once again, he told us if we want to free him, we had to run around the city just freeing more of his men, you know, just doing more bullcrap for him. And then we ended up getting a call from another one of his workers, and she wanted to help us find her brother, but I'm gonna be honest, I forgot her name because she's not that important. Anyways, we helped her hack a bunch of drones and cameras so we could spy on people throughout the city. And then when we made our way to the next drone, she made the tiny mistake of getting it messed up with a freaking attack helicopter. I didn't really mind that much because sometimes some people are a bit slower than others. Now that we hacked all the drones, we had an idea of where Brent might be, so we ran around the city just opening crates to see if he was in there. And once again, I wasted my time because it was a 20-minute mission where nothing happened. And then Shane ended up finding out that we were hacking all these cameras, so he immediately just killed her. Tragic. Once he found out we were trying to stop him, he locked me in a room and instantly tried to gas me. And then my character passed out and we got kidnapped, and then I got a trophy for getting double crossed. Anyways, I'm gonna skip a bunch of the story because it's the exact same thing. Go do some stuff and then go find him again. Anyways, once we got to the building to find Brent, we instantly got drugged and my character started straight out tripping, bro. And while my character was over here tweaking out, it was so hard to see. I was just mashing every button I could and my character was just flying at people on her own. Anyways, after my character was done hallucinating, we ended up finding out that we accidentally killed Brent. I would have been sad, but it got to the point where it was so much of the same thing over and over again, I just didn't care anymore. Anyways, we ended up going back to the government facility and it turns out they actually captured Shane. And then Shane ended up getting away and the entire building exploded, so we had to go on a goose chase to go get him. Anyways, while we were here, my character randomly decided to go crazy and just summon a black hole and start sucking everyone. And you already know I take advantage of that later. Hey yo, what the Once we caught up to Shane, we choked him and he died, and it gave me a trophy for finishing the game. And now that we finished the game, the super long and tedious collectible grind starts. And I'm gonna be honest, the collectibles themselves weren't that bad, but the freaking challenges in this game were the worst thing I've ever done. I spent more time doing the challenges than I did actually working on the story in this game, and I'm not gonna lie, it kind of ruined the experience I had. For the first collectible I decided to work on was get all the graffiti things done around the map. I don't really know what they do, I just know they gave me some skill points for completing them. All you had to do to complete these challenges was use your motion controller just to like trace the lines out and draw the picture. It might not sound that bad, but this got annoying really fast. Anyways, I pretty much just went district to district getting all the graffiti things, and once I got the last one, it gave me a trophy. But I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of worth it at the end. And then when I was just fighting people, I threw down my black hole and it gave me a trophy for sucking 100 people. And don't get the wrong idea of how I said that, you weirdos.
You need to shut the
Next, I decided to go for the races, and all they really were was just those red balls flying around, and I just had to catch them while they were moving. But unlike the graffiti, there was a total of like 5 races per district, so there was like 35 of them I had to do, and it was honestly really annoying. But then I got a trophy for completing all the races in the game. The next collectible I decided to tackle was where I had to hack a drone, then find where its location was and destroy it. This doesn't sound that bad until the drone looks in a direction that makes completely no sense, and you just can't find where it is at all. Anyways, don't really know what to say about this one. Once I got the final one, it gave me a super beautiful trophy. And then for the last trophy, we get in the actual city. I just flew around the area getting all the red orbs, and once I got the last one, it gave me a trophy for getting all of them. Now that we did all the collectibles, the rest of the trophies are just challenges, and oh my god, the amount of pain I went through trying to get these done was horrible. The first challenge I actually did was save a survivor by using the black hole ability, and once I did it, popped a trophy for doing 25% of all the challenges. And the next challenge I went for actually gave me another trophy. It was for killing 25 enemies that were stuck with my stasis ability. The next thing I went for was to get a score of 500,000. In order to do that, I had to run around and save a bunch of survivors while also killing enemies. Every time I killed an enemy, it would boost my multiplier, obviously getting me to 500k quicker. After about 20 minutes of playing, I finally got 500,000, which gave me a trophy for completing that. And on the bright side, I only had to do that like 5 more times. Lucky me. The next trophy I decided to go for was Badoom, which is just get 20 kills with homing missiles. In order to get those, you just had to upgrade your skill tree a little bit. Then I was just running around doing the objective because I had to save a bunch of survivors for a challenge. And when I was just doing my own thing playing the game, I ended up getting a trophy for saving a total of 50 different survivors. And then next, I was just kind of playing, not knowing what I was doing, and out of nowhere, I got a trophy for doing half of the challenges. And I still have no clue which one I did. Then after that, I jumped into the survival game mode, and it's pretty much the same thing as the other one, except I didn't have to worry about survivors. And my only goal in this one was to survive and get a score of 500,000, and once I finally did, it gave me another trophy. And before that, I actually died at like 480,000, and I was pissed. And then an hour later, I got a trophy for the exact same thing. And then I went back to grinding challenges, and I decided to hack a turret, and it gave me a trophy for hacking 25 different turrets. Then not even a minute later, I got a trophy for doing 75% of all the challenges. Then I went back to the survival game mode, and I got another trophy for getting a score of 500,000. And then my very next trophy was the exact same thing, I'm not gonna lie. It was getting another score of 500,000. And then I had one challenge left where I had to get a total score of 10 million across all my games, which I was probably at like 8 million by this point. So my only goal now was to go find those drones that gave you crazy multipliers. So when I picked one up, I ended up getting a multiplier of like 86, and I was getting like 10k per kill. It was crazy. Even with the multiplier of 86, it still took me like an hour and a half just to hit that 10 million mark, but once I did, it finally gave me another trophy. And I'm not gonna lie, I low-key went crazy here. Watch for yourself. Top of the class. Earn a total of 10 million points. Perfection. Complete all the challenges in the game. And then when I go here and redeem this, Unleashed. Purchase every upgrade. And then, notable achievement. Collect all the fucking trophies. Let's go. That's the game done, bro. I'm uninstalling. This game, it was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun with it. Well, that's gonna be all for Infinite's first flight. I'm not gonna lie. I ended up getting the platinum in one day, and it only took me 6 hours, even though the guide said 20, which is crazy. But when I was playing this game, I did have a lot of fun. I did really think the story was kind of garbage, but the gameplay was honestly super fun, and I could see myself maybe going back to play it. Overall, I'm gonna give the game a 6 out of 10, just because, like I said, the story. But that's gonna be all for today. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and leave a comment telling me what you'd like to see in the future, and I'm out of here.